Okay, okay, good night. How are you? I am sure that you are okay. Okay, let's go to start with our third session. Okay, this is the module 7 in the week number 3. Okay, my name is Rosa Eugenia Jimenez Portilla and my email is rositaji at um, hotmail.com. Okay, I am in the platform from Monday to Friday to 19 to 22 hours. Okay, if you have doubts and you really need my help, okay, send me an email to rosita at hotmail.com. Okay, and remember that our synchronizations will be on Tuesday at 21 or 21 and a half at night. Socorro, good night. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. I think that we can start. Ok, me dice Socorro que casi no se escucha. Vamos a ver. Okay, can you hear me better? Ah, okay. It's your volume. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Well, I am going to speak in English, in Spanish, just a little bit. Ok, buenas noches, estudiantes del módulo 7. Esta es nuestra semana número 3 y antes de empezar con nuestra sesión síncrona de esta semana, bueno, pues sí quiero hablar en español para que no haya, pues digamos que ninguna duda ni ningún problema. La plataforma, al menos para mí, ya casi está estable. Hace rato pude trabajar muy bien a la plataforma. Entonces, lo que sí es un hecho es que, bueno, yo ya bajé todas las actividades y yo espero que mañana termine la actividad, de calificar la actividad número 2 y pues así poderme irme poniendo al corriente. No desesperen. Apenas, bueno, ayer yo todavía tuve problemas para entrar a la plataforma, pero hoy ya está bastante bien. Entonces, les pido mucha paciencia acerca de esta situación, ¿ok? Bueno, entonces podemos empezar, ¿ok? Let's go to start with our session, okay? Well, this is the presentation, my presentation, okay? Today we're going to see the purpose of the unit, the outcome learnings, okay, all the contents, the feedback, and the activities that you have to send, 5 and 6. And at the end of this session, we're going to see your doubts. Okay, let's go to continue. Okay. Okay, the purpose of this unit is you have to understand, okay, the purpose of all the module, you have to understand and you have to produce writing and oral text about your reality, about your life, past life, and about your different goals. Okay, you have to begin in a level A2 and you have to write to a level B1, okay? Let's go to continue. Okay, in unit 4, okay, this unit is called My Goals, es decir, mis metas. Okay, and the purpose is you have to share and you have to ask information in oral and writing way and about wishes, aspiration, and plans in your project life, okay? In your personal project life. Okay, the outcoming learning, are you have to give information in oral and writing way about your personal goals. Okay, another purpose is you have to ask information about the plans of one of your partners, and the other one is you have to improve your personal project life. Okay, so what are we gonna study? I will do it. What are you going to do? Would you like to? And my life project. Let's continue. Okay. Um, we're going to see in this week, well, we are studying in this week, we are studying all about the future going to, maybe good, okay, and of all of these models and auxiliaries are going to help us to express in future, ¿ok? Es decir, en toda esta semana estamos viendo tres temas muy importantes. Uno es el futuro, futuro simple, el otro es el going to y finalmente también el would nos puede empezar, o sea, nos puede ayudar un poco a esta situación. Y es para comunicarnos en un futuro, ¿ok? Let's go to continue. Future. Ok, the auxiliar of a future or simple future is will. Okay, el auxiliar del futuro es will. If you try to find this word in a dictionary, you you aren't going to find the translation. Why? Because this specific auxiliary doesn't have meaning. Es decir, si ustedes buscan en un diccionario la palabra will, no la van a encontrar porque esta palabra en específico, que es el auxiliar del futuro, no tiene un significado. ¿Ok? Then this word is going to help us to express future, simple future. Esta palabrita nos va a ayudar a expresar un futuro simple, ¿ok? And we are going to use, or we use future, okay, sorry, we use will when we want to express promise, when we want to express decision at the moment, when we want to express predictions, and when we want to express something that we are not sure will happen. Okay? And of course, we have some structures for this tense. Okay? Here we have the affirmative sentences. Okay? In the affirmative sentences in simple future, we have subject, will as an auxiliary, the action verb, of course, in base form, and finally, the complement. And why this action verb is in base form? Because if you remember last session, I told you that when you are using an auxiliary, always, 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 and all the time, the action verb is going to be in base form. Okay? Let's go to continue with negative sentences. We have subject, will not, or won't, okay? The action verb, of course, in base form, because here we are using auxiliary, and finally, the complement. But if you want to do an interrogative sentence, you have to start with will as auxiliary, subject, action verb, once again, is in base form, and finally, okay, complement, and finally, the question mark. In the activity number 1, I can see that some of you write the first question mark, okay, like this. So, sorry, this, okay, like this question mark. It is not correct. Remember that in English we just use the last question mark, not at the beginning, just as at the end of the sentence. Okay, please be careful with this situation. Okay, let's continue. We have some examples. Okay, we have 3 examples using the auxiliary for a simple future, that is will. Okay, in affirmative sentences we have I will study medicine in 2 years. Yo estudiaré medicina en 2 años. And we have to remember that we are talking about plans or we are talking about promise or intentions, ¿ok? Recuerden que nosotros aquí estamos hablando de una intención, ¿ok? De unos planes a futuro, ¿ok? I want to study in negative form. I want to study medicine in 2 years. Yo no estudiaré medicina en 2 años. And remember that when I use will as auxiliary, the verb, we have to use the verb in base form, okay? And interrogative form, will I study medicine in 2 years? Yo estudiaré medicina en 2 años, okay? If I want to answer in a short question, in a short answer, sorry, I can say yes, I will, or no, I won't. So we have another example in affirmative sentence. She will buy the blue dress tomorrow. If you can notice, okay, here I am using the pronoun I, the first person, and in the second example, I am using she. And remember that she is a third person, but in both I am using the auxiliary. Then the verb is in base form. Okay? Study by. Remember that the verb changes just in simple present. But here we are talking about in simple future. Okay? So let's continue. In affirmative, she will buy the blue dress tomorrow. Okay? And here we are using expression for the future. Okay? In negative form, she will not buy the blue dress tomorrow. If you can notice here I am using in a contraction form, and here I am using in the normal form. Okay? I mean not contraction. She will not buy the blue dress tomorrow. An interrogative way, will she buy the blue dress tomorrow? Okay? Oh, sorry. And we have another example. They will win the competition next summer. They, in negative form, they won't win the competition next summer. And interrogative form, will they win the competition next summer? Okay, and if you notice again, here we are using the first person, third person, and a plural person, okay, they. And as we are using will as auxiliary, okay, the verb is in simple form or base form. Let's continue. Okay, we studied future, okay, but in simple form, and we use the auxiliary will, but now we are going to see going to, okay? And the difference between will or going to is very easy. When we use will, we are talking about plans and intentions. I mean predictions. But when you use going to, is because you are talking about a true situation, a thing that you are very sure that it will be happened, okay? And now in Spanish, lo voy a decir en español para que no quede duda. La diferencia de utilizar entre will y going to es que will lo vamos a ocupar cuando nosotros queremos indicar un plan, una promesa, es decir, predicciones para el futuro. Por ejemplo, yo estudiaré veterinaria o para ser veterinario, ¿sale? Ese es un plan que yo tengo, pero a lo mejor no estoy muy seguro, ¿sale? Pero algo muy seguro es, por ejemplo, yo voy a estudiar o yo voy a terminar prepa en línea CEP, porque yo estoy seguro que va a suceder. No es como una promesa o una intención, no, es una seguridad que la acción que yo estoy diciendo es que va a suceder, ¿ok? Cuando estamos seguros es going to. Y cuando hacemos predicciones o son planes o son promesas a futuro, entonces ocupamos el will. Esa es la diferencia entre utilizar uno y otro. ¿Ok? Bueno, entonces, Let's continue. You are going to use going to when we are sure that something will happen or when we have plans, okay? Let's go to continue. Okay, and here we have the structures of affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Okay, for example, in affirmative sentences, we have subject, then we have verb to be, remember in simple present, okay, or base form. Then no, sorry, verb to be in simple present. I mean, am, is, or are, okay? And I can write here, okay, going to, then action verb in base form, and finally the complement, okay? It's very important that you remember that verb to be in simple present. Remember that is, wait a minute. Remember that is am, is, are, am, okay? Remember that this is the simple present of the verb to be. Okay? Okay. Wait a minute, sorry. Okay. Then in negative sentences, we have the subject, the verb to be in simple present once again, am, is, or are. Then not, because we're talking about negative sentences. Then going to, then the action verb in base form, and finally the complement. And in interrogative sentences, we have verb to be in simple present, once again, am, is, are, then the subject, then going to, then the action verb in base form, the complement, and finally the question mark. Okay? Okay, we're going to use the base form with the action verb because we are using here a preposition to, ¿ok? También aquí en el going to vamos a ocupar el verbo en su forma base porque aquí tenemos la preposición to. Ok, let me see some message for you, ¿ok? Socorro. El going to es cuando ya tienes algo seguro para el futuro. That's right, Socorro. Es cuando ya estás seguro de que va a suceder. Por ejemplo, se me ocurre algo y créanme que no es nada partidario, ¿no? El siguiente año, Andrés Manuel López Obrador va a ser nuestro presidente o va a seguir siendo nuestro presidente, porque ese es un hecho, ¿sale? Yo estoy segura que todos ustedes van a terminar prepa en línea en SEP. Y en inglés sería you are going to finish prepa en línea SEP, porque estamos seguros que todos la van a terminar. ¿Estamos de acuerdo? Y a lo mejor el will, que es probablemente que suceda, por ejemplo, all of you will study medicine. Es muy probable que suceda, es decir, todos ustedes estudiarán medicina. Es probable, pero no es seguro. ¿Ok, Socorro? Is it clear? ¿Está claro, Socorro? Okay, I hope so. Let's go to continue, okay? So here we have some exercises, some examples, okay? In affirmative sentences, I am going to study medicine in 2 years. Yo voy a estudiar medicina en 2 años. Because I am sure that I want to be a doctor. Porque estoy seguro de que quiero ser doctor. Let me see your questions. Okay. Negative form. I am not going to study medicine in 2 years. And interrogative questions. Am I going to study medicine in 2 years? Okay? And you can notice that we are using the verb in base form. Why? Because we are using this preposition to. Okay? Let's continue. Another example in affirmative. She is going to buy the blue dress tomorrow. Ella va a comprar el vestido azul mañana. In negative form, she isn't going to buy the blue dress tomorrow. And interrogative, is she going to buy the blue dress tomorrow? Sorry, okay? Then, another example, they are going to win the competition next summer. They aren't going to win the competition next summer. And finally, in the interrogative form, are they going to win the competition next summer? But if you can notice, in these three examples, I am using the verb to be in simple present. I mean, I am, she is, and they are. Okay? Then going to for all the subjects or the pronouns, and then the verb in base form. Okay? Let's continue. Okay. For future, I'm going to, okay, we can use too the question words. Remember, the question words are which, when, where, what, who, how, okay? And we can use for future too, and we can use for will, and we can use for going to, okay? For example, if we want to use question word with will, this is the structure. Question word, the auxiliary will, the subject, the action verb, the complement, and finally, the question mark. And we have an example. When, question word, will as auxiliary, you, subject, study, action verb, and medicine. Okay? When will you study medicine? ¿Cuándo estudiarás medicina? And you can answer, I will study medicine in 2 years, ¿ok? Y ustedes pueden contestar, yo estudiaré medicina en 2 años. But if I want to use with going to, here is the structure. Question word, then the verb to be, then the subject, then going to, action verb, of course, and once again in base form, complement, and finally the question mark. And we have an example. When are you going to study medicine? ¿Cuándo vas a estudiar medicina? And you can answer, I am going to study medicine in 2 years. Okay, let's see. Let me see a question. No se pueden mezclar el will y el going to en la misma pregunta. No, socorro, no se pueden mezclar. O ocupas will o ocupas going to en una pregunta, porque obviamente en un texto o en una frase sí lo puedes ocupar. O sea, sí lo puedes mezclar, obviamente siguiendo y respetando las reglas estructurales, es decir, las de gramática. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here we have very quickly expressions in future. Vamos a ver rápidamente expresiones en el futuro. Tomorrow, mañana, tonight, esta noche o en la noche, tomorrow morning, mañana en la mañana, next, que es el siguiente, and you can use next year, el siguiente año, next week, la siguiente semana, next day, el siguiente día, next summer, el siguiente verano, next vacation, las siguientes vacaciones, ¿ok? In a week, en una semana, in a month, en un mes, next month, el siguiente mes, in a year, en un año. Ok, this week, esta semana, this year, este año, this day, este día. Ok, in the evening, en la tarde, and once again, next year. Ok, so this is some of the expression of future. Ok, let's continue. Ok, the last content that we are going to study, and it's would. Ok, would. Okay. We use would when we talk about that something is possible but is not true now. Vamos a ocupar el would cuando nosotros hablemos acerca de algo que es posible, pero no es verdad o no está sucediendo en este momento. For example, they would pass the exam, but it is so difficult. Ellos podrían pasar el examen, pero está muy difícil, ¿ok? And remember, it's something possible, it's not true, ¿ok? It's a possibility. Okay. We use would when we want to express an idea or preference, cuando queremos expresar una idea o una preferencia. For example, I will not study engineer because it is difficult for me. Yo no estudiaría ingeniería porque es difícil para mí. Okay? We are talking about preference or idea because I think that engineering is difficult. Okay, we will use would when we want to express affection for for a situation. Okay, this model will be easier than last. Este módulo sería más fácil que el pasado. I'm sorry. And finally, we use would when we want to express polite request. Es decir, lo ocupamos también cuando queremos hacer una petición muy educada. Would you like to eat with me? ¿Te gustaría comer conmigo? ¿Ok? Lo voy a decir en español. El would es como la terminación iría de una posibilidad, de una preferencia, de algo, de una petición educada, ¿sale? Por ejemplo, me gustaría, I would like that you passed this module. Me gustaría que ustedes pasaran este módulo. Esa terminación iría de los verbos es lo que realmente significa ese would, pero se puede ocupar en cualquiera de estas situaciones. Una vez más, me gustaría que todos ustedes pasaran este módulo. I would like that all of you pass this module. Okay? For another example, would you dance with me? ¿Bailarías conmigo? Esa terminación iría. Okay? Let's continue. Let me see. Good night, Con, Jacome, good evening. Okay, hello, okay. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, now we're going to see how are we do our activities, okay? The activities 5 and activity, okay, and 6, okay? Let's go to start with activity 5, and this activity is called Be a Positive Thinker, es decir, esta actividad número 5 es llamada Sé un pensador positivo, okay? Which is the purpose of this activity? ¿Cuál es el propósito? You have to share information about your wishes, aspiration, and personal plans, okay? So, what do you need? Okay, you have to identify how different actions express and activities in the future, okay? You have to use all your knowledge in the last modules and the last weeks, okay? You have to read a very simple text in English. You have to edit documents in a Word, I'm sorry. Okay, you have to record an audio and you have to save your information in the cloud. And finally, you have to share the link of your audio. Okay, let's continue with the information of the activity 5. How are you going to do this activity? Okay, please, you have to read all the instructions of this activity. You have to down this file, Be a Positive Thinker. Okay, you have to write in the file. Okay, you have to read all the questions, and then you have to record an audio, of course, about these questions. Okay, just remember that your record have to be at least 2 minutes. Okay, then you have to send this file to the platform. Okay, so what are you going to send? Okay, you have to send a document in a Word okay, in a word with a description of your personal goals, and you have to send an audio with your plans, okay? You have to record an audio with your plans. Ok, aquí I'm going to speak in Spanish, ok. Aquí es bien importante, sale, que ustedes ocupen el mismo formato, más bien, sí, el mismo formato que les están dando en la plataforma. También respeten, por favor, sale, el nombre del documento que están poniendo, sean muy claros en cuál es su apellido, cuál es el nombre y, bueno, el M07, S3, A y 5 que les están dando, ok. Y es muy, muy importante. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here we have an example of the activity number 5. Okay, and let's go to read the instructions. Okay, another advice, otro consejo. Please read the instructions several times because I uh, I checked some activities that you sent to the platform, okay? And I think that you didn't read several times the instructions, and sometimes some activities are not enough for a good grade, okay? Es decir, lean bien por favor las instrucciones porque están omitiendo algunas cosas y evidentemente eso les afecta en sus calificaciones. Por favor, let me see your doubts. Good es para afirmaciones positivas y para afirmaciones negativas. No puede haber socorro afirmaciones negativas. Good es, hay oraciones afirmativas, negativas e interrogativas. ¿Sale? Una afirmativa. Once again, I would like that all of you pass this module. Me gustaría que todos ustedes pasaran este módulo. I wouldn't like that some of you fail this module. No me gustaría que algunos de ustedes reprobaran este módulo. Y ahí sería I wouldn't like. No me gustaría. ¿Ok? ¿Ok, Socorro? I have a problem with the recording of the audio. I always pass the time. I am slow in pronunciation. Okay, maybe both twice, sorry, twice. Yes, twice message. I send you 2 or 3 message about our app that you can download in your cell phone. The name of this app is pronounced, and then you you can write or you can type your sentences or just a word, and then you do a click in the speaker of your cell phone, and you can hear the correct pronunciation. Okay, the name once again the name of the app is pronounced, and I am going to write pronounce. Okay, Con, please check it. And I'm sure that this app will help you. Yo estoy segura que esta app te va a ayudar. Ay, sorry. Okay. So, okay, let's go into give an explanation about activity number 5. Okay. Number 1, think about things you would like to improve in your life, what you are planning to do in the next year, and what you are going to achieve in 2 years. Then write your answers in the next table. Okay? So you have to fill in all this in this table, okay? And you have to describe what would you like to improve in your life in personal, emotional, professional, and economic fields. ¿Ok? Es decir, ustedes tienen que responder esta pregunta. What would you like to improve in your life? ¿Qué te gustaría mejorar en tu vida? En el campo personal, en el emocional, en el profesional y en el económico. ¿Ok? Of course, your answers have to include will, going to, and would. ¿Ok? Obviamente sus respuestas, pues en todas estas, tienen que incluir would, will y going to. It's very clear about your answer. Es decir, es muy claro en dónde tienen que contestar en cada una de estas de la parte de la tabla. Por ejemplo, si aquí les están preguntando, what would you like to improve in your life? ¿Qué te gustaría mejorar en tu vida? Pues evidentemente tienen que ocupar el would. ¿Ok? And if you are talking about planning, what are you going to use? Will, would, or going to? And if the question is asked you, what are you going to achieve in 2 years? Okay, what are you going to do to use? Going, will, or would. Okay, for example, I answer, what would you like to improve in your life? In my personal life or in my personal field, I can answer, I would like to improve my English because I think, and you have to complete, of course, the sentences. En mi caso sería, me gustaría mejorar mi inglés porque yo pienso lo que sea. ¿Ok? For example, what are you planning to do next year? ¿Ok? ¿Qué estás planeando para hacer el siguiente año? In my case, in the professional field, I can answer, I will travel to Canada with my family next year because I think it's a good idea, blah, 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 blah. ¿Ok? So we are talking about planning, okay? Then I will travel to Canada. I use the auxiliary will, okay? For example, what are you going to achieve in 2 years? Okay, going. In my professional field, I can answer, in 2 years, I am going to study a master degree. ¿Ok? What are you going to achieve? Es que vas a lograr en 2 años. Y yo estoy segura que yo en 2 años voy a lograr estudiar una maestría. ¿Ok? Ok, let's continue. Do you have any doubt here? Ok, let's continue. Okay, but just remember that you have to fill all of the spaces, okay? Tienen que llenar todos los espacios, no nada más uno u otro, no. You have to fill all the blanks. Tienen que llenar todos los espacios. Let's continue with activity number 5, okay? And the point number 2 is write a paragraph of 5 to 8 lines describing how you will be in 5 years, okay? Please try to be very explicit, okay? Because if you write just 2 or 3 lines, believe me, your grade is going to be so slow, okay? Es decir, traten de ser muy explícitos, porque si ustedes escriben solamente 2, 3 renglones, pues evidentemente su calificación va a ser baja, va a empezar a bajar, okay? I think that you can write a lot of things because I am sure that you are a very enthusiastic people and you can express all the things that you want to do in the future, okay? So please be the more explicit person as you can, okay? Let's go to continue. And finally, number 3, read and record the answers to the questions, okay? Then here, paste the audio link here, okay? Es decir, lee y graba las respuestas de las preguntas. Of course, we are talking about these questions, okay? Please, record the audio of these questions, okay? And here you have to paste the link, okay? Just please check the permissions because nowadays when I try to listen to your audio and I open in the page of internet, I can see that some of them doesn't have permission, so please check this situation, okay? Okay, that's all of this activity. Okay, and so we have a resume of activity number 5. Okay, tenemos aquí un resumen de la actividad número 5, es decir, qué es lo que tienen que hacer, qué es lo que tienen que hacer, perdón. Okay, you have to identify how to express different ideas or actions in the future. You have to do fill in the table. You have to write your personal ideas in the personal, emotional, professional, and economical fields about your future. Remember, please, that you have to use will, going to, will, and of course, you can use time expressions in the future. Okay? You have to write how you will be in 5 years. And finally, you have to record an audio about your personal ideas. I mean, about this information. Okay? Do you have any doubts or of the activity number 5? Okay, any doubts? Guys, please tell me because I need to continue. I need to continue. Guys, please tell me if you have any doubts. Okay, let's continue with the explanation of activity number 6. And finally, at the end, we can, well, okay, you can send me doubts. Sorry, I forgot the rubric. Okay, once again, please read several times all the instructions, but please read several times about the rubric. Okay, in this rubric you can see all the criteria that we're going to use for your feedback and your grade. Okay, here is the rubric. Okay, remember that we are going to give a grade about the communicative fields. Okay, critic thinker and cognitive and attitudinal fields. Okay, please check the criteria. Okay, Socorro, todo claro. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's go to continue. In the activity number 6, okay? This activity is called Opening Ceremony. Esta actividad está llamada Opening Ceremony, es decir, pues es una inauguración, ¿no? Esto de Open Ceremony, okay? The purpose is you have to ask information about to another person about plans and projects. Okay, what are you gonna need? Okay, you have to identify how can you express different actions and different activities in the present and in the past. Okay, you have to use all the knowledge in the module 6 and in this module 7. Okay, and of course in the last weeks. Okay, you have to read a very simple text in English. You have to write a very simple text in English, and you have to edit a file. Okay, in a Word format. You have to record an audio. You have to share information, and you have to share the link of your record. Okay, let's go to continue with activity number 6. Okay, how are you going to do? Okay, please, you have to read several times all the instructions of this activity. You have to down the field that is called opening ceremony. Okay, you have to fill in the blanks with all the data that the format asks you. Okay, you have to record an audio, then you have to share the link, and then you have to give the name of the file, and finally send this file to the platform. Okay, what are you gonna send to the platform? Sorry, you have to send a Word document when you write a paragraph about how the English can help you to get for getting a better job. And of course, you have to record an audio about this text. Es decir, ustedes van a mandar en la actividad número 6 un documento donde redacten un párrafo sobre cómo el inglés puede ayudarte a obtener un mejor trabajo y después esta explicación la van a grabar en un audio, obviamente en inglés, en donde van a compartir la liga. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here we have an example of the activity number 6, okay? And in the point number 1, write 3 questions in English to know the specific information of the opening. For example, where will, where will the opening take place? ¿Dónde tendrá lugar la inauguración? Here you have to write, okay? You have to write another 3 questions. For example, my first question was, when will the ceremony start? ¿Cuándo empezará la ceremonia? Okay? And here you are using a question word and the auxiliary will for plan or intention, okay? Then in the point number 2, write 3 questions in English to find out what your partner will do before the opening day. Example, what will you wear for that day? Will you rent a tuxedo? ¿Ok? Es decir, escribe 3 preguntas en inglés para enterarte qué planes tiene tu compañero para hacer antes de la inauguración. Por ejemplo, ¿qué te pondrás ese día? ¿Vas a rentar un smoking? ¿Ok? And my first question was, what will you buy for the ceremony? Okay, so then in point number 3, write the answers to the previous questions. Remember to use long answer. Es decir, aquí tienen que escribir una respuesta a cada una de estas 6 preguntas. Pero tienen que ser igual, muy específicos, por favor. ¿Sale? And for example, the answer of my first question is, when will the ceremony start? Okay? And my answer is, oh, sorry. And my answer is the ceremony will start at 6 p.m. I think that all people will be 15 minutes before. That is why I will be 1 hour before because blah, 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 blah. Okay? And if you can see, I am using all the contents that we studied this week. Okay? And finally, you have to write a paragraph with 5 to 8 lines, okay? And you have to write how the English can help you to have a better job. Tienen que escribir un párrafo de 5 a 8 líneas de cómo el inglés puede mejorar, puede ayudar, perdón, para que ustedes tengan un mejor trabajo. Okay? Remember, 5 to 8 lines. And my paragraph is, I am sure that studying English will help for getting a better job because nowadays and in the future we'll need a better prepared people, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Please, once again, try to be very explicit, okay? And try to use will, going to, would, time expressions, whatever you want, okay? And of course, you can use past, simple present, all the topics that we studied, okay? And finally, you have to read and record the paragraph above. Paste the audio link here, ¿ok? Tienen que grabar un audio de lo que ustedes escribieron aquí, and of course, y claro está, tienen que compartir aquí la liga de ese audio, ¿ok? You have to share in this space the link of your audio, ¿ok? In resume of activity 6, you have to do question for getting information. You have to do 3 questions for getting information about the opening, 3 questions for getting information about the ideas of your partner, of the opening. Give 6 answers for the question of last questions, of course, this 3 and 3, okay? And you have to record an audio about the text that you wrote, okay? I mean how to get a better job. Okay, of course you have to read the rubric. Please don't forget to check and read several times the rubric of this activity. Please see the criteria, several cognitive, communicative, and the rest, okay? And I think it's all, and we're going to see your doubts. Eso es todo y ahorita vamos a ver sus dudas. Okay, Socorro, do you raise a message? Okay, do you have any doubts? Socorro, borraste un mensaje que algo medio alcancé a ver. ¿Podrías volverlo a escribir, por favor? Can you write it again, please? Okay, do you have any doubt? And please, while you are thinking or writing your doubts, please don't forget to be more participative, sorry, in the forum. Tienen que ser más participativos en el foro. Okay, please write all your ideas. Please answer the question that I wrote yesterday. So please try to participate in the forum. Okay, do you have any doubts? Okay, guys, please tell me if you have doubts, okay? For example, well, at the beginning of this session, I told that the platform is working out in a good way. I think so, but of course we had a lot of problems, maybe 5 or 6 days. So for me, it was very complicated to give a feedback and a grade because when the platform is thinking, okay, suddenly the platform uh, let me out of the platform so I can send you any grade and any feedback. But I am working very hard because I know that you want to know your grade and your feedback, okay? So please be patient, and I am working very hard. Good night to you, Socorro. Good night, Con Jacome. Good night. Thanks a lot for your attention, and I hope that you don't have any doubts. Okay. Okay. Have a great night. Have a great night. Thanks a lot. Bye, guys. Have a great night.